What's up, Gossip Girl fans? Are you capable of answering all 25 of these questions about Vanessa Abrams accurately? If so, you're a tried and true fan of the show. Vanessa kisses 5 people on Gossip Girl, but she only enters official relationships with some of them. How many boyfriends did Vanessa have on the show? 1, 2, 3, or 4? Pause here until you have your answer. Then press play when you think you've got it. Answer: Vanessa officially had 3 boyfriends on Gossip Girl. They were Nate Archibald, Dan Humphrey, and Scott Rawson. Additionally, she hooked up with Chuck Bass and Olivia Burke, but she didn't officially date those two. Why did Vanessa and Chuck kiss each other in public? They simply wanted each other. They were trying to make Nate and Blair jealous. They kissed because of a game of truth or dare, or they kissed to shock Chuck's father, Bart. Pause here until you have your answer. Then press play when you think you've got it. Answer: Vanessa and Chuck publicly locked lips so they could make Nate and Blair jealous. Where did Vanessa grow up before moving to Brooklyn? A commune in Colorado, a commune in Nevada, a commune in Vermont, or a commune in Texas? Pause here until you have your answer. Then press play when you think you've got it. Answer: It was revealed that Vanessa grew up on a commune in Vermont. She was homeschooled there by her parents when she was a child. Vanessa had a sister! Viewers never got to meet her sister, but she was mentioned in the show. What was her name? Roxy Abrams, Rebecca Abrams, Rosie Abrams, or Ruby Abrams? Pause here until you have your answer. Then press play when you think you've got it. Answer: It was revealed that Vanessa's sister was named Ruby. Vanessa uncovers a secret that Blair confesses at the Constance Billard impromptu pool party in Season 1. What confession did she overhear? That Blair caused her parents' divorce? That Blair planned to drop out of high school? That Blair lost her virginity to Chuck? Or that Blair was about to send a Gossip Girl blast about Jenny Humphrey? Pause here until you have your answer. Then press play when you think you've got it. Answer: Vanessa overheard Blair admitting that she faked her virginity for Nate because she'd actually already slept with Chuck. Vanessa submitted one of Dan's stories to a top-notch magazine without telling him, and it ended up getting published. Which magazine was it? The New Yorker? The New York Post? The New York Times? Or New York Daily News? Pause here until you have your answer. Then press play when you think you've got it. Answer: Vanessa wanted to be supportive of Dan's dreams to be a successful author, so she submitted his work to The New Yorker. Vanessa volunteered to help Serena set up a Christmas gift for Dan in Season 1. What was the setup going to be? 3D Candyland, 3D Winter Wonderland, 3D Medieval Land, or 3D Spring Garden Land? Pause here until you have your answer. Then press play when you think you've got it. The answer is, Vanessa was willing to help Serena set up a 3D Winter Wonderland display at Rufus's art gallery for Dan. Vanessa prejudged Nate before getting to know him. After she read his practice essay for the SATs, it made her soften her heart to him. What did he write about in the essay? His father's embezzlement scandal? His feelings of betrayal against Chuck? His breakup with Blair? Or his desire to relocate to the West Coast? Pause here until you have your answer. Then press play when you think you've got it. Answer: Vanessa realized she judged Nate prematurely after reading his SAT practice essay about his father's embezzlement scandal. When Georgina Sparks arrived in town, she pretended to be someone else when introducing herself to Vanessa and Dan. What name did Georgina use? Sasha, Sally, Sarah, or Stacy? Pause here until you have your answer. Then press play when you think you've got it. Answer: Georgina had Vanessa and Dan fooled when she introduced herself as Sarah. The first time Vanessa and Nate broke up, what was the reason? Vanessa had obvious feelings for Dan. Nate had unresolved feelings for Blair. Their political views weren't aligning, or Nate wanted to spare Vanessa the drama of his family dynamics? Pause here until you have your answer. Then press play when you think you've got it. Answer: Nate broke up with Vanessa after Bart and Lily's wedding because he saw his father trying to flee to the Dominican to avoid jail time. Nate didn't want Vanessa to be embroiled in any of that drama. The second time Vanessa and Nate broke up, it was because Catherine Beaton made a serious threat. What did she threaten? To bankrupt Nate's family if Vanessa kept dating Nate, to go after Vanessa's mom if Vanessa kept dating Nate, to expose his father's location to the FBI if Vanessa kept dating Nate, or to have Nate arrested for agreeing to trade sex for cash? Pause here until you have your answer. Then press play when you think you've got it. Answer: Nate was happy dating Vanessa, but Vanessa ended it when Catherine threatened to expose his father's location to the FBI. Jenny got help from Vanessa with convincing Rufus of something. What was it? To let her date Asher Hornsby? To let her be homeschooled? To let her drink alcohol before she turned 21? Or to let her host her birthday party at Lily Vander Woodson's penthouse? Pause here until you have your answer. Then press play when you think you've got it. Answer: Vanessa showed up to help Jenny convince Rufus that it was okay to pursue homeschooling. Vanessa thought she could trust Chuck Bass to save an old business that was on the brink of closure in Brooklyn. What type of business was it? Fitness center, bakery, laundromat, or bar? Pause here until you have your answer. Then press play when you think you've got it. Answer: Vanessa was convinced Chuck would help her save an old-school bar from getting shut down. Nate sent something to Jenny that Vanessa stole before Jenny could see it. What was that item? A bracelet, a bouquet of flowers, a handwritten letter, or a bottle of perfume? Pause here until you have your answer. Then press play when you think you've got it. Answer: Vanessa stole the handwritten letter that Nate mailed to Jenny. What does Nate cite as the reason for his third breakup with Vanessa? Things had come to a natural end between them. They'd both be better off with other people. He no longer believed in true love, or he just didn't see a future with her. Pause here until you have your answer. Then press play when you think you've got it. Answer: The third time Nate and Vanessa broke up, he claimed that their relationship had run its course, and they had reached a natural end to their romance. Vanessa was happily in love with Scott Rawson before he ended things to return back to his hometown. Where was his hometown? Cleveland, Chicago, Boston, or San Francisco? Pause here until you have your answer. Then press play when you think you've got it. Answer: Scott grew up living in Boston with his adoptive parents. Vanessa wanted to impress her mother by giving a toast at NYU. Who did she battle against to give the toast? Dan Humphrey, Blair Waldorf, Georgina Sparks, or Olivia Burke? Pause here until you have your answer. Then press play when you think you've got it. Answer: Vanessa and Blair went head-to-head against each other for a chance to give the toast at NYU. Ultimately, the school wanted Olivia to be the one to give it since she was a celebrity student. The answer is still Blair, since Olivia never fought against Vanessa for a chance to give the toast. What secret did Georgina use to blackmail Vanessa? That Vanessa, Dan, and Olivia had a threesome? That Vanessa knew Scott's identity? That Vanessa's parents were divorcing? Or that Vanessa had a secret crush on Rufus Humphrey? Pause here until you have your answer. Then press play when you think you've got it. Answer: Georgina threatened to blackmail Vanessa since she knew Vanessa was aware of Scott's true identity. Why did Vanessa break up with Dan at the end of season 3? Her unresolved feelings for Nate. Jenny begged them to end it. Her mother's disapproval of Dan, or she saw a Gossip Girl blast of Dan and Serena asleep together. Pause here until you have your answer. Then press play when you think you've got it. Answer: Jenny sent in a Gossip Girl blast of Serena and Dan sleeping in bed together in an attempt to ruin Serena's relationship with Nate. The Gossip Girl blast ruined Dan's relationship with Vanessa as well. After Dan was temporarily convinced that he was the father of Georgina's baby, Vanessa stepped in to help him raise the child. What was the baby's name? Milo, Mason, Mark, or Morris? Pause here until you have your answer. Then press play when you think you've got it. Answer: Georgina named her baby Milo. Why did Vanessa team up with Juliet and Jenny to sabotage Serena? Vanessa wanted to prove her loyalty to Juliet. Vanessa wanted to prove her loyalty to Jenny. Vanessa wanted to get revenge on Serena for causing her breakup with Dan. Or Vanessa wanted revenge on Serena for her failed class at NYU. Pause here until you have your answer. Then press play when you think you've got it. The answer is: Vanessa was feeling motivated to get revenge on Serena because she blamed Serena for the destruction of her relationship with Dan. Vanessa ran away after getting exposed for teaming up with Juliet and Jenny. Where did she run off to? Vermont, Hudson, Los Angeles, or Paris? Pause here until you have your answer. Then press play when you think you've got it. The answer is: Vanessa chose the easy option for herself and returned to her hometown of Vermont. A certain young woman had her eyes set on Dan at the same time that he told Vanessa their relationship and friendship was over forever. Who was that young woman? Serena Vander Woodson, Blair Waldorf, Ivy Dickens, or Olivia Burke? Pause here until you have your answer. Then press play when you think you've got it. Answer: When Dan and Vanessa had the hard-hitting conversation when he revealed he was done being her friend forever, the girl who was interested in him at that moment was Ivy. Vanessa returned to New York City after running off to Vermont for a brief stint in season 4. She stole Dan's book to sell it to a publisher. She asked the editor to write the check and send it to her new address so she could forward it to Dan from there. Where did she say her new home was? Barcelona, Tokyo, Rotterdam, or Bali? Pause here until you have your answer. Then press play when you think you've got it. Answer: Vanessa made it known that she would be relocating to Barcelona at the end of season 4. Beyond her political and social activism, What else was Vanessa known for on Gossip Girl? Creating oil paintings, technology hacking, baking desserts, or documentary filmmaking? Pause here until you have your answer. Then press play when you think you've got it. Answer: Vanessa was recognized for being a documentary filmmaker on Gossip Girl since she often had her camera out to record things in New York City. How many of these questions about Vanessa Abrams did you get right as an avid Gossip Girl fan? Let us know in the comments section below.